Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends, and namaste. Yes, today. Oh my gosh, today we are going to be making the India DLC. Now let's talk a little bit about this before we actually get into this. India feels ripe for the picking. I understand we just got a Southeast Asia DLC. I know we just got that. But I feel like India still has a lot of untapped potential that we could definitely harness in a realistic, to be expected Planet Zoo DLC. I know, but hear me out. Once we actually get into these choices, you'll realize just how ripe for the pickin' this DLC really is for Frontier, and something that we could honestly kind of realistically expect. Of course, we're going to be starting off today with the animal pack. I've kind of, collected my thoughts about this, and I feel like I've surmised the perfect list over here. This is going to be awesome, but I'm just going to stop talking about it and we're just going to jump right into it with number 1, the black buck. Yes, the most beautiful antelope, in my own personal opinion, comes right to us from the continent of India. Now, these guys are pretty cool. The males have this beautiful black texture, and meanwhile the females have a little bit more of a slighted orange texture, but I feel like that sexual dimorphism between the two really helped to give this species a lot of color and a lot of pop. Plus, the males have these beautiful spiral horns that just look absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, these guys would be perfect for Frontier to take. I understand we already have gens and it looks absolutely amazing, but even if Frontier does grace us with one of these, I would not be too upset in the slightest. And of course, number 2, I have the Gower. Now, the Gower is pretty much just a big old bovine, but these guys are really cool. You guys may notice they're pretty iconic horns. They kind of curve inwards, kind of like a C on both sides, and the males also have these huge backs on them too. They're just really cool, and they're very prominent in zoos as well, just for displaying the wildlife of India and stuff like that. Plus, they're found all over Southeast Asia too, so I feel like they would be a wonderful stay in this pack, not only because of their location in India, but because of their versatility with the rest of Southeast Asia as well. But still, we're going to stick in India for now with the lion-maned macaque. Now, of course, how could I give this guy up? Look at these guys. They look badass. The lion-maned macaque has this, it has a lion's mane. I have no idea what else you could expect from an animal with a name like that. These guys are really cool. I know they were in the Jungle Book, actually, which was really cool. I always love Jungle Book for that, because it always seemed to display really, really, uncommon species, I guess you could kind of say. So that's always really cool to have right there. But the lion-tailed macaque, no, not lion-tail. Is it lion-tail? No, it's a lion-maned macaque. Is it? I don't know anymore. But anyways, this macaque in particular has a lot of cool coloration going on too. It's mostly black and grayish, but they do kind of have these few twinges of yellow in there as well. I just really do love these guys nonetheless, but not as much as I love Nilgai. Oh my gosh, so those of you from the Total Modded Island kind of days, wow, that was a while ago actually, you guys may remember that the Nilgai was the first animal we started off with, and that's because they're my absolute favorite. Now, the Nilgai, also known as the blue bull, are very large artiodactyls from the continent of India. Well, not continent, but subcontinent. You guys know how it works. And they're just really freaking cool. And they have kind of the same thing going on as a black buck. The males have this beautiful blue coloration with these really awesome horns on the top of them. They kind of look like a Dorcopsis, in antelope form, if I'm being completely serious here. And the females have this beautiful, mated down, kind of orangish fur. I just really do love these guys. India always has some of the best sexual dimorphism of all their animals. It's just really cool to see. And of course, we are moving on. This would probably be the headliner of the pack, the Indian leopard. Now, I know a lot of people tend to bring up the fact that leopards, they may be separated into their own species, the Sri Lankan, the Indian, the African, or they may even be separated like into Asian and African leopards, but still, I feel like the Indian leopard would be a wonderful choice for this pack in particular. I know they're not really too common in too many zoos around the world. I know in America they're not really too particularly common, but you know, I still feel like they're a welcome choice nonetheless. We'd still get a leopard. I really don't care what kind of leopard we get, just as long as we get one. They're just like, you know, one of the last big iconic big cats that we really need, and I don't know, I just feel like they'd be a wonderful choice. And of course, number 6, I kind of dropped the ball on this one, but I feel like you guys can kind of forgive me. The geese golden longer. Okay, I wanted more primates, obviously, because primates are amazing, and the geese golden longer really stuck out to me because of its beautiful golden coloration. I know that longers are very cool species, and there's so many to choose from, but the geese golden longer is the one that I eventually settled down upon because of its location in India, as well as its beautiful coloration, so we're just throwing that guy up there. And last but not least, our last habitat animal would be the sloth bear. Don't think I ever forgot about these guys. So my thing with the sloth bear is that Frontier does amazing work. I believe that they can make a much better sloth bear than the one that I made. While I am kind of proud of that one, I know that, you know, modders have their own limitations, and I know a lot of people may get upset at me for saying I want a new official bear. Even though we already have the mod for it, I still would appreciate a Frontier-made sloth bear. I feel like they would capture, wow, all the beautiful, like, droopy fur that they have and, like, you know, their big poofy faces. I feel like that'd be a wonderful addition to the India pack right there. And maybe that one would be the headliner as well. Who really knows? But, of course, with the exhibit animal, I went very basic over here with the king cobra. Now, of course, we have not had an official snake DLC habitat animal. Well, not habitat, exhibit animal. That's what I meant. And I feel like the king cobra would be a wonderful one right there, especially with their, I don't know what you call them, but it's on the side of their face. You guys know how it is. I just call them flappy flaps, but with their flappy flaps, they would be very iconic, and especially seeing how well Frontier's animating all of their DLC exhibit animals, the king cobra would be a wonderful one at that. But of course, that wraps up our animal pack. With that being said, though, we're going to move on to the scenery pack. Number 1, the sloth bear, alternatively the Indian leopard. Either one of these guys would make a wonderful headliner for the pack, and just getting either one of these guys would be fine by me. And of course, moving on from there, the black buck. Alternatively, I would also see the Indian muntjac or the chinkara. Either one would be really cool. Just getting another antelope species, especially an Asian one, would be absolutely amazing to have. It's just such a very looked down upon niche. I wouldn't even say looked down upon. I would say it's absolutely forgotten with like all the DLCs coming forward. So getting another small artiodactyl, kind of like these guys, would be absolutely amazing to have. And of course, moving on from there, I was looking for a nice little carnivore. So I kind of opted for the mugger crocodile. They're pretty chunky guys. They're not as big as a saltwater crocodile, but they're still pretty mean looking, so they would be kind of cool. Alternatively, I also have the striped hyena. They're very beautiful as well, and while you often think of hyenas from coming from Africa, they have made their way all the way over to India, with a few different species making their way to India as well. But the striped hyena is definitely one of the most beautiful ones. They have probably the most interesting coat out of all the hyenas, and they're probably my favorite one at that, so that would be really amazing to have. And our last habitat animal, I have 2 choices over here. The lion-maned macaque, which would be one of them, and also the Indian crested porcupine. Yes, I am finally gunning for an official porcupine. I feel like they're very amazing creatures, and getting them officially in the game would be a godsend, especially in India pack with the Indian crested porcupine. They're honestly one of my favorites. You know what? Get wrecked, African crested porcupines. I feel like the Indian crested would be a wonderful pick in here as well. And of course, the exhibit animal, I opted for the orchid mantis, or otherwise the praying mantis. They're very cool creatures. I don't know, I just really do like them. And, you know, India has a whole spirituality thing going on, and the mantis, like, you know, it prays. You guys know how it goes. praying mantises are found all over the world, but you know what? I feel like in India, that'd be a wonderful shoo-in right there. But you know what? Alternatively, king cobra tool, that would work as well. But of course, moving on from there, what good would the scenery pack be without actual scenery? So I would honestly opt for an update to the India set. You know, very much on brand with how the Africa pack very much rebranded the African origins theme, as well as repurpose a plaster theme as well. I would definitely love to see flexi-color options happen for pretty much all of the India set. Go for the bricks, go for the sandstone, go for literally everything, because getting those in flexi color would be an absolutely amazing thing to have. It would bring a new dimension to zoo design, especially because those pieces are extremely useful, but the fact that they're not flexi color makes no one want to use them. So if we do get an update to that, that'd be amazing as well. Also, new signage for, like, you know, all the Indian animals that are put forth with this pack. So, you know, we could get like a Sloth Bear sign, just a lot of signs kind of like that. That'd be really cool as well. And of course, I would like to see a lot more new foliage as well. India has some of the most beautiful foliage. I would definitely love to see like new flowers, kind of like some gardening flowers, lilies and orchids, maybe even water lilies would be really cool, as well as new grasses and possibly even more indoor plants. I feel like that's a niche that we often do get forgotten about. But since zoos do have a lot of indoor areas, and we don't really have that many access to normal indoor plants, kind of like snake plants, I was thinking, that'd be a very amazing thing to have as well. But with that being said, that is pretty much all the India DLC that I have right there. I do thank you guys for stopping by. This one was really fun to make. I think I've honestly made it before in retrospective. I feel like I've done this entire thing before, but you know what? It's just really fun just to sit down. It really does give us a chance to, like, you know, express our inner wishes, and I really do hope Frontier may be listening out there to these silly little videos. Maybe they'll take a little thing from that. But of course, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. Let me know your list down below for both the animal pack and the scenery pack, and I will see you guys in the next week. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye bye now, guys.